So my hubby and I went touring through the Netherlands, and especially we went down memory lane. And one of the places we visited, I think for the Dutch people, this is a recognizable image, is Spakenburg. Spakenburg is an old fishing community, and they are known for wearing folklore clothing. And here you see a bit of the folklore clothing, the girls and the lady, and they are especially known for their kraplappen, these hooded kind of things that were stiffened. And yeah, at this moment, there's only a handful of ladies still wearing this costume daily. They all wear regular clothes like you and me nowadays, but there's still a few of them, dressing like this. And I grew up near this little village, and all these costumes were very familiar to me. And at the time, I did not care for them very much. I think, especially with these caps on their shoulders, which became larger and larger, they're not the most beautiful folklore clothing. I think the most beautiful comes from Friesland, from Hinderlopen. But that said, there are some elements that, as I am older now, I like to, I like to honor in some embroidery, doing a slow stitch page. So I just had to get the original folklore fabrics. These are original from this village. And also, you see the cap that the lady is wearing. They make them crocheting all these beautiful elements. And we went to the museum in Spakenburg, and I bought these cards, and I asked the lady, can I take these off? And she didn't know, but let's see if I can. And obviously the museum had these tins new, but I just bought mine in the thrift store in Spakenburg, and I paid, I think, 75 cents or something. Let me see. Oh, they come off really easily. Oh, look how beautiful. And I can use this in one of my junk journals, probably. Especially the tea dyeing the envelope. But this is so beautifully done. Look at it. It's so finely crocheted. And it is stiffened. And I think they used the stiffening method to glue them down on these cards. Oh, this one is especially... I saw this a lot, and look at what, I don't know what they did, but it looks like this is melted and it has become plastic-like. So it's no longer this fine crochet. And what they did with the old fisherman gloves is they knitted them, and then they shrunk them with heat, and perhaps they did the same to this, because if I take it up to the camera, you can see it. All the stitches have merged together into a plastic-like, or maybe it's the stiffener that is on there that is too much. I'm not sure. I could put this in water and see what it does, but on the other hand, you can also see a little bit of brown here. So I think this is done with heat. And this one, I also took this one because this one is not shrunk. It's, you can still count all the crochet stitches in this one. Fingers crossed that it will come off just as easily as the other two. Oh, it is already loose. Oh, it was completely loose already. So this is another element. And fun fact that I learned from a Spakenburg's a lady is that these are Protestant people and they go to church every Sunday twice. But sometimes these ladies were quite naughty. Don't tell this to anyone because I just learned it secretively. And they would not listen to the sermon, but they would have a little sheet of paper and a pen, and they would count the stitches, or the, what do you call crochet stitching? Yeah. And they would count the stitches of the pattern of the lady in front of them, and they would make notes instead of the sermon. And when they were at home on Monday, they would crochet what they had seen in church. So don't tell it any further. But that's a bit of a naughty thing that, yeah, I like these anecdotes so much. Those are the dirty little details I always want to know, because it's only human. We want, yeah, if somebody has something really nice, we want to know how they did it. And I'm so happy that on YouTube we are sharing what we are doing. We don't keep it a secret. But I want to make a slow stitch page, and with these fabrics, and this time I'm not going to do a design on paper first. I am just letting these fabrics and these crocheted bits guide me through the page. And let me show you what I have so far. I will zoom you out a little bit. Let me see if some lighting might help. Ah, that's better. So this is what I have so far in my journal of patchwork and stitchery. This was the last video that I did, and this is a page that I did in honor of the province that I'm living in now. That's Friesland, and these fabrics come from the province of Utrecht. And I also have this page. And normally I have difficulties working with reds, but I thought combining this red with this page would be rather nice. So I want some of this. And these are plaits, but they are different. So I want a piece of both. I'm not sure if I am going to incorporate all the crocheted bits, but seeing them like this, I think it will be really nice to have these as focal points, because these bits are the things I like most about these folklore dresses. Let me see. Oh, you guys, you have to see this fabric. This is so beautiful. And this is also something that I see a lot in the folklore fabrics from Hindelopen, which is my favorite fabric, I think. So this one is really nice, and this one is also really beautiful. It has birds on there. And the reason why all these fabrics, these floral fabrics are so exotic is because of the seafaring people that lived in these villages, and these came from faraway countries at first, but later they started designing them for themselves. And I also took this brown because I really like this one too, but also a little anecdote. When you were in mourning, you could not wear a lot of red. So this is for when they were in mourning, but lightly. And if they were heavy in mourning, like for a father, mother, or a child or spouse, then they would wear even darker fabrics, but then without the red. And if they liked this fabric, but there was too much red in it, they would paint over it with gray or with anything. But you were not allowed to wear any red in your costume. And yeah, that was kind of heavy on the people because, being a small fishing community, there was a lot of people dying young. But hey, that's not a really nice thing to talk about, but it's reality, right? How many fabrics do I have? I think I had 6. So what I think I will do is make squares from this fabric and then make a patchwork, and on that patchwork attach these. But I have to play with that for a little bit, and I'm going to do that off camera. So I decided against putting the brown in here. And then I remembered I have 2 leftover pieces that came from another museum in this small fishing community. And I've had these for more than 20 years now, but these are real old folklore fabrics that they also used. And I think incorporating this in here will be really beautiful. I made my pieces far too big. And of this, I just have a tiny bit left that I still want to hoard a little bit. But I am going to see how I will attach these and then put a little bit of this here in the corner. I also thought, because this came from the same store, the same fabric store, but she pointed out that these are just quilting fabrics. And I bought a couple of them because I could not resist. Beautiful fabrics in itself, but not their real folklore fabrics. And are you interested in seeing what else I bought there? I also bought these embroidery flosses. They're cotton, they're really old, and I loved the greens, so I just had to have these. And she also has these really nice sewing needles by Permin Gold, and I have 4 different sizes of needles. They're these gold needles, and inside the eye there are little really tiny hooks, so if once you've got the thread through, it won't slip. And I don't know of any store that I can get them other than this store in Spakenburg. So I was really happy that she had 4 sizes and I just had to take all 4 sizes. And well, this came from the thrift store. You saw it already. An old cookie tin, really beautiful on the inside, so I could use it for cookies. Hooks. I might incorporate some hooks on here because originally folklore dresses were closed with hooks. And from the thrift store I also took these. Not that I did not have enough of this wool, but these are all colors that I did not have yet, and I love these colors, and they were only 75 cents for each bag. I'm not going to take them apart now, but I am going to use them. Oh, and you guys, this was such a treasure. The lady in the fabric store gifted me this because, well, I spent quite a lot of money there, and it is an old embroidery medallion with some counting fabric, and so you're supposed to embroider this medallion, and this is the pattern. I am going to embroider this, of course, but I'm going to keep this as it is, and I might make a pocket on this page to tuck this in, or keep this somewhere else in a junk journal. But this might have been the biggest treasure that she could give me without her knowing. But I am going to, continue with this. Oh, this is also stiffened and probably ironed. Oh, I think I will love this page so much, because this is kind of a off-white color, and then this sticks out, but that's the thing that they're wearing. They're wearing these kinds of fabric which are off-white together with this, and then with these as caps, and this is so beautiful. I don't have to do a lot to this page. Just doing this will honor my childhood, what I saw, and hopefully if somebody from Spakenburg is watching this once, they will appreciate what I'm doing. I hope they will appreciate it, because I want to be respectful. Oh yes, I really like this. Doing it kind of off-center, not doing the patchwork really with straight lines. I'm going to attach these fabrics to the base fabric that I have underneath with some invisible stitching, and then I will show you how I attach these and perhaps embroider some of the branches with the green embroidery floss that I also got in Spakenburg. So for you it will just be a second. For me it will probably be an hour, a couple of hours, maybe even a day. But of course I will show you the end result. Well, this is the page so far. I have stitched everything down, and this is the back side. All the stitches that are mostly invisible on the front. So this is not so much stitchery, this is more patchwork like, but I really love how these two go together also. And I've done a little bit of crocheting because I want to crochet flowers for the bunny. If you remember the drawing that I did, she will have a bunch of flowers like a hat or something. And that ties in this page, which has this really fine crochet. Let me know down in the comments if you would like me to show you how I do these flowers. Sometimes I make 5 petals, sometimes 6 petals, but if you're interested, I can show you how I do them. I know there's a bit of confusion between English crocheting and American crochet terminology, but if I just show you the stitches, then perhaps that will be more useful instead of me just giving you a pattern, because I don't know of any pattern. I just make these from the top of my head. But I want to thank you for watching this video again, and also some of you have been reaching out if I'm okay. Well, I'm perfectly fine, but the weather has turned here in the Netherlands and it is beautiful weather, and we have a big garden, and I need to do some things in the garden. So this afternoon I will be in the garden again, and that's why you see my fingernails are short and broken, and yeah, no manicures for me. It's I need to do my garden work also. But if you're new to this channel and you would love to stick around, please consider to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. For now, it will be 1 video a week, I think, and I will post when I have something new to show you. So let me know down in the comments if you want to see me do the crocheting, and I will oblige if you like, and otherwise you will just see these 2 pages with even a little bit more embellishing. I'm not sure yet, but for now I really like where this is going. So bye bye for now.